So, hello everybody. I have a slight little issue here. I am trying to clean out this bed, and there is a clump of green Fire Canna growing right here. And if you haven't seen any of my videos about the green Fire Canna, it is a Canna Edulis, not indica. Even though they're both edible, Edulis gets a much larger, less fibrous rhizome on it, where indica is still edible, but they're not as thick. They can be a little more fibrous, and it goes from there. Also, indica produces tons of seed pods, and you can harvest the young tender seeds and eat them kind of like peas. They're really tasty, actually. They're not as sweet, and they've got kind of like that spiciness to them. Not heat-wise, but really good. And the indica gets tons of seed for doing that, where the Edulis right here gets the massive not really tubers, they're rhizomes to eat. And this is green fire. This is actually one that I got from an Asian market years and years and years ago. And the lady did not speak English I was speaking with. And I asked her, what are these? This big box of half rotten rhizomes. And she's explaining to me, and I asked her what they called it, and she said green fire. And I couldn't figure out why they called it that, but anyway, I brought some home and grew it, and it's a completely green variety. It doesn't have any red in the leaves or anything. And I found out why they call it green fire, because it is very vigorous and very productive. So it's stuck, and I've had it probably 15 years now. And I eat the rhizomes. So they're just like slightly sweet, very nutty, very starchy, kind of like a potato. They do get soft. They don't stay firm and crispy, so that's good. You know, a lot of people like the soft starch. Very tasty. You can eat the young shoots. You can eat the flowers. They do flower eventually, but not as profusely as the indica. This is mainly a root crop. And the tops, you can see how they grow there. You can see the rhizomes forming right there. But and that's when they're perfect. When they're forming like this in the fall, they grow throughout the year, but later in the year, they start really getting the nice thick rhizomes, putting energy into them to go dormant. And that is when you harvest them and store them for eating. Super delicious, guys. You can boil them, mash them up, or I like to cube it, stir fried up with a little butter, salt, and pepper. Absolutely delicious. Or you can slice them thin and fry them into chips. The leaves you can use to wrap food, or the livestock love them. The pigs love the leaves. The cows and goats love the leaves. Super vigorous. One little plant, you'll get a big clump out of it. Anyway, I'm just giving you the information on this. But this one is in my way. I'm cleaning up this bed, and I'm not sure how the rhizome got here. Probably one that got left in the ground. And it needs to come out. So if you would like to buy a box full of some nice rhizomes to grow for yourself, my info's in the description, guys. It's just this one clump right now. I'm not digging up any of my other clumps. This one's just got to go. And if you do get it, just stick it in a pot and it'll keep growing. And then you can plant it out next year and get massive harvest off of them next year. But if you want a box full, I've got like a long little shipping box. I'll pack that full for you and send it your way. So get a hold of me, guys. Love you. Grow food and grow some super delicious, fast-growing, edible cannas. They look pretty, they taste great, and they're super productive. What more could you really ask for, right? And green fire here. It's beautiful. I've also got a few other varieties. I've got the red and green Canna Indica. I've also got the Achira, which it's debatable on what species those are. I've got a couple different strains of Achira. It's a Canna, but I don't believe it's an indica, and it's not an Edulis for sure. There's different species of cannas out there. They're all edible if you have an actual canna. But the Achira, they have beautiful red streaked leaves, and they're like the Edulis. They don't really flower, but they're kind of in between root-wise for Edulis and indica. They get good roots, but they're not as good as Edulis. But then there's some strains of Achira, whatever the species is again, that have larger roots. So, you know, but anyway, I've got those. But out of the multiple different named species and varieties, this green fire is by far the best, the most productive for roots and for shoots if you're wanting those. But you can eat the nice tender shoots like down there when they're before that green leaf comes out. You break that off, stir fry it up. It's really, really good if you're harvesting the rhizomes and you want to eat that too. Absolutely delicious. And you can see right there that stalk that fell over. That was a mature stalk that flowered. If you catch them, these get tall. These get about 4, 5, 6 feet tall. And if you get them when they're growing nice and big like this one right here, the base is really tender. And you just strip the leaves off and you blanch it and stir fry that up. Really good too. So the whole plant is delicious. I'm getting hungry sitting here talking. I'm just yakking now, extra content. Even though this video is not going to be long. Hopefully 2 or 3 of you would like to grow this canna and get a hold of me and I'll ship it out your way because I got to dig it up and I don't have anywhere to put it. But yes, if you have livestock, you definitely want to grow. So I'm big on being 100% as much self-sufficient as you can in my livestock. I grow tons of cannas and of course all the bananas for the pigs and the goats. That's how on less than 2 acres, guys, I feed goats and pigs because I raise cannas and bananas. The goats are 90% fed 100% off of this property. And, you know, I've got 15 goats, so, yeah. And the pigs, too. Outside of giving them the eggs and some good quality dog food when they're pregnant, the pigs are given so much green and roots off the property here, and weeds and sugarcane and bananas and cannas. Speaking of the little pigs, there they are. It's the little coony pigs. They're going like, why are you talking? They literally just got a bunch of the canna stalks off this. So, hey, sweetie. And she's like, what's going on over here? Yeah. Look at her belly. She literally just ate about 5 pounds of cannas. Yeah. But anyway, love you guys. And if you're looking for some coony piglets, I've still got some beautiful little girls left and some gorgeous boys. But yes, if you watched this far, guys, you definitely got to get some cannas for you. Love you. See you later.